Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler platter video series of videos I've been doing for a little while. We're over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then I talk about the stuff. I let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that I'm going to try and I'm going to talk about. And then maybe if you want to, you can try it. And then if you want to, you can talk about it. You could even start up your own review show. Might as well go over there and edge me out anyway, right? I mean, you know, it's not like there aren't people who do this who are way better than me anyway. Just one more person, right? I don't edit, I don't script, I just do whatever I do with this yammering on nonsense. While I'm doing so, I'm inside the truck. I've also got my grody work shirt on. That means that I found something on my way home from work. And that's very much the case. So what am I trying for y'all today, folks? Well, boom! We've got a Dunkin. This is the Dunkin Mango Pineapple Refresher. I have done a number of the Dunkin refreshers from like probably a few months back, maybe even last year now that I think about it. I've also done a number of other Dunkin items. I did their omelet bites, the mango nata. It's like one of my most popular videos for some reason. What else have I done? I did a couple of their donuts. So, you know, I periodically do Dunkin stuff. Typically, if I'm on my way home from work, you know, stop off to grab something. Dunkin's a pretty good place. I haven't done anything from Dunkin in a little while, so I figured I'd stop in today. Turns out they had a new refresher. It's mango pineapple. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't originally going to do, like, a review. Because, like I said, I've done refreshers before. But anybody who watches my videos, I love pineapple. You put pineapple in almost anything, emphasis on almost. I had pineapple kombucha once because I didn't know what kombucha was, and I didn't realize that it was vile and awful and incarnate sadness. It's just, that's how they make kombucha. They just go over there, they just bottle up tears and sorrow, and they make it bitter and awful. It was bitter or more sour. I don't know. It was bad. And even pineapple couldn't save it. That's how you know how fucking bad it was. So, well, with it being mango pineapple, I figured, what the hell? Like I said, I haven't done a Dunkin thing in a little bit, so good opportunity, right? Right. Let's try a drink, especially since I'm thirsty. That's really interesting. Like, having mango and pineapple together in something isn't particularly unusual. They're generally a pretty good flavor pairing. Typically, in my experience, one is more prevalent than the other, though. In this, it's interesting because they've done a really good job of blending the flavors together to the extent where it's hard to tell where the mango begins or where the mango ends and the pineapple begins. I would say the mango is probably the somewhat more prominent flavor, but the pineapple is definitely there. Mango for me, again, if you watch my videos, I bring up I did Pepsi Mango, go watch that video. Mango, for me, I like it as a flavor, but it needs, for me personally, it needs to be somewhat subdued. If it's just too there, I'm personally not a big fan. Like, I like it to be, you know, still have some punch to it, but just not all the way. So, with this, instead of getting to that punchy point where I would be unhappy with it, like, because it almost feels like it's going to get there, instead it kind of mellows out, and I wouldn't say that it becomes pineapple. It's still fairly mango-ish flavor, but the pineapple is very well blended within it. And mind you, even with the mango being at the forefront, let me emphasize, not in a strong way at all. It's not a thing where it's like mango, 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 then pineapple comes in. It really is a thing where it's like mango, and then it just kind of rolls together. It's really interesting. I can honestly say I don't know that I've had anything that tastes exactly like this. Now that said, it's both a good and a bad thing. On the one hand, I like that it tastes unique. I like that it threw my expectations off, because I really was expecting it just to be either really mangoey or really pineapple-y and then kind of a little hit of something else. I like the way they blended it. But the problem is, for me, because they blended it so well, and because it blended as well as it did, it kind of loses some of the strengths of the two. Not all. It's still a very punchy drink. Like, it has a nice hit of flavor. But you don't get, like, that nice acidity that you would from pineapple, nor do you get the same level of sweetness. You do get some of the punchiness of the mango, but not as much. So that's the thing. It kind of... Normally when you're blending two flavors together, you're trying to go over there and have them, complement each other. In this case, it's less a complement and more like a real proper fusion of the two flavors, if that makes any sense. It's not a thing of like, okay, well, the mango strength, hits here, and then it's going to taper off, and then, so let's have the pineapple kick in. It really is a thing of like, well, no, we blended them together, and it makes kind of its own flavor, where it kind of just has a tropical flavor, I guess is the best way to put it. It is, lightly evocative of both mango and pineapple. If someone were to go over there and, if I didn't know what it was called, and someone were to go over there and ask me to guess, what I would think it would be, I think I'd probably, despite the mango, I think, being a little bit more prominent, I think I would get the pineapple first, just because I am such a big fan of pineapple. So that, for me... to be fair, you do get a little bit of the acidity at the end. It kind of lingers on the tongue a little bit. So, I think I'd probably pick up on the pineapple more than the mango, just because of my own personal taste. But, like I said, it's not really like a huge hit of either. It really kind of is its own flavor, which, again, I think is kind of interesting. Now, to that point, though, is it a good flavor? The answer is yes, with a but. I do enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as much as I would like. I enjoy tropical juice drinks and stuff like that, so that part of it I'm enjoying. But I do think that because I know what's in it, well, at least the flavors that are supposed to be at play, and especially with it having the pineapple aspect of it, me being such a big fan of pineapple, my brain just really wants to be more pineapple tasting. And it's like, what would make this better if it were more pineapple tasting? So, for me, if they just came out with a pineapple refresher, that would probably be the ultimate situation. But it's still good. Yeah, I still enjoy it. It is refreshing. Does that end of its job. Like I said, it just... Yeah, because it's evocative of those things, again, my brain is just like, why am I not just pineapple? But at the same time, I do give them a lot of credit for how they blended it and everything. It's tropical, it's a little sweet, it's a little acidic. It is a refreshing drink. It's not sickly sweet or anything like that, but at the same time, it's got that sweetness to it. So if someone maybe in the early mornings or whenever you might purchase it, you want some little sweet, it's got that going for it. To that end, would I recommend it? The answer is yes. I think that for it being as unusual as it is, at least again to me, I think that, yeah, 100%. Like, if you're going through Dunkin', most people, if you're going for a beverage through Dunkin', you're probably going for coffee anyway. But if you don't want coffee, you want something, maybe just to, quench your thirst. I think this does a nice job if you like tropical stuff. Again, it's not super duper sweet, but it's still got that sweetness. Like I said, nothing else. Like, for me, it's interesting and it's not bad tasting. So, it's not my favorite drink in the world. It's not my favorite drink I've ever had from Dunkin', but it's still a solid drink. I enjoyed it. So, anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. If you could go over there and have yourself a truly pineapple-y rest of your day. Notice how I omitted the mango, because again, now to be fair, maybe you're more of a mango person, then have a mango-y rest of your day. Maybe you're not mango or pineapple. What kind of monster are you? I can't even, is your life devoid of all joy? No, obviously, maybe you're a great person, or maybe you don't like fruit, I don't know. So, whatever. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, even if it doesn't always feel like it. But, what do you do if you do it, or what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. Okay? It's not, folks, it's going to happen. No matter, and even if you try your best, there's going to be people out there who unfortunately are just not going to go over there and try their best. And instead of going over there and knocking down to their level, try to just turn it around on them. Try to make the best of the situation you can. Not saying it's always possible. That's why I put try at the beginning of it. Sometimes you're going to fail. But if we all try to mitigate the level of assholesness in our lives, I think that's for the best. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you know the guys at Dunkin'. You're like, Mr. Dunkin' guy. I remember the commercials when there was a Dunkin' guy. He kind of looked like Mario from, the Super Mario games, from what I remember. It's been a long-ass time. But maybe you know that guy, and you're like, hey, that guy. I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he was over there, and he was talking about your refresher, and he was talking about, maybe ditch the mango, get with the pineapple, get on the winning team. And that sounds like a pretty good plan. And then he does that, and sales go through the roof. They become, just like triple their profits. And, you suggested the thing, so maybe you're like the head of creative ideas or some shit or whatever. Something like that. Or, conversely, what's a thing that you could do? Plant some tomatoes. Bye.